Hi guys. Brooklyn by Holm Toybin. I am not sure, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that horribly wrong, but that's what I'm gonna say. And it's about a girl who lives in Ireland and moves to America to better herself. I think. I'm honestly not sure why she has to go to America. The way that it's explained in the book, it's almost like it's a forced thing, like she has to go, or because there's no other option, which is false, because she could have just stayed in Ireland and continued living her life like she had, and a lot of stressful things would never have happened, but you never know. Anyway, so she moves to Ireland. She has a terrible crossing on the ship, because it's, like the 1800s. I'm not exactly sure what year it is off the top of my head, but it's a long time ago, and there's not a whole lot of seasickness medication going around. So she has a pretty horrible time in the crossing. But when she gets there, she gets this job in this retail store, and she rents a room from this old woman. She pays her rent, and she works, and, she buys herself new stuff. She's actually, living a really nice life. And she starts making friendish friends. They're not, like, really good friends, but, she has acquaintances, and the women that she lives with, are generally nice to her. I mean, they're adolescent girls. There's drama, things happen. All in all, it's fairly okay. I mean, fairly stressful, but fairly okay. And that's pretty much it. It's just a story of her moving to America and having to deal with that, and dealing with not being at home anymore. That's pretty much the gist of it. I liked it a lot. There was one night where I couldn't fall asleep, so I started reading this book, and I ended up just staying up all night long, and I slept for maybe like 45 minutes before I had to go to work again the next day. But it wasn't like gripping me, it wasn't, I was interested in it, but it wasn't like super interesting and I need to read this book right now or I'm gonna die. So it was definitely middle of the road as far as good books go. The writing style of the author is a little, interesting. I'm not sure whether I don't dislike it, but on the other hand, I'm not in love with it. It's a little bit in the middle. It's a little bit different. There's a lot of descriptive parts, which is great. And there's not a lot of dialogue. So yeah, no dialogue. I mean, it's very few pieces of dialogue, which is not generally how books are written. She doesn't interact with a lot of people, and her interactions with them are described. They're not actually shown to us, which is another odd thing about his writing style. But the descriptions are very nice. They're very... I don't know how to explain it. The imagery is wonderful. It really paints the picture in your mind. But there's nothing particularly fancy about it, or nothing that stands out. It's very average. I mean, I did really enjoy the book, but I really don't know how to explain it. It's definitely middle of the road, which is really odd for a book. Usually I either really like them or I really don't, and that's it. But apart from that, nothing really stood out with me. There are a few situations that I've definitely learned from, as far as, I learned from her experiences and tried to be in her shoes, but nothing particularly wonderful. It is a winner of the Costa Book Award, and it's a New York Times bestseller, which means it's pretty good, and it is. It's just not my cup of tea. It's historical fiction, and I generally don't do really well with historical fiction. I'm not sure why, but the story just didn't resonate a chord with me. I still enjoyed reading it, but it wasn't like 5 out of 5. So I believe I did give it a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads, but let me check. I actually gave it a 3 out of 5 because I wasn't that interested in the writing style and the general plot line. But I still recommend it. If you like historical fiction, go ahead. I think I have there's another book by him that I was going to try and read, but I don't remember what it was. I don't have a problem with it. It just wasn't the best. And I don't have that reaction. I have that reaction hardly ever. So I'm trying to word it in a way that's not offensive, but without being too promotional of it. So, yeah, because I really just don't know how to explain how I feel about it, because I don't feel a lot towards it. But I guess that's a descriptive thing in its own, it's just, I don't feel much for this book, which is odd, but thank you for watching. I hope you understood what I was trying to put across there. Please subscribe and, comment. Tell me how you liked it. If you really like this book and you don't understand where I'm coming from, please let me know. Maybe I missed something, a theme or something. I'm not sure. Feel free to tell me about it. If you really didn't like it, I'm open to that as well. I'm sorry, my cat keeps trying to play with the blinds and I don't. It's the most annoying sound. It's her little musical instrument. Yeah, so again, please subscribe and like and whatever. And adorable little kitten face who's mad because I'm punishing her now. And I will see you again soon with another video.